what? Kat and Larry, all holes filled. um, I'm glad you're wearing your shirt because I'm wearing mine. And we did not plan that. We did not
No.
plan that. So everybody, cheap plug. Kat and I both got merch. Okay.
Oh my
If
gosh,
you want
that
to
is so
support,
funny.
if you want to support All Holes Filled and Kat and Larry for doing our thing, go to streamxpw.com to buy her merch. You already know, just slide into my DMs or come at me at the show. I got mine right out of the trunk of my car. But yeah, wear us. Wear us.
Yes. Oh, you know what? You should also do the Polaroids. Can I do
Oh, the
like
8
the
by
Polaroid?
10s?
No, like a Polaroid, like like old school Polaroid.
I mean, if a lot of fans carry those on them, and
Because
there are a lot of fans that have
yeah, because
like gotten the
I did it.
Polaroid.
Yeah, because I do them and I sell them. So you should do it too.
Yeah, yeah,
And
we
it's
want some of that
easy.
money. Yeah. So yeah, support us. And hey, speaking of support, shout out to everybody who was clamoring for their holes to be filled. Like Johnny
Yes.
Richter! Johnny Richter! Yeah. Thank you, Johnny. Already, if you want to support right here on the show, just slide us a super chat, $5, $3. We don't care. It all goes to the good of us doing the show.
He wants to hear a gangbang story.
I-
have you have you ever had one?
So you know what? It's so funny. I was just thinking about this recently. One time, now this had to have been like 12, 13, and like all of my like kids that played in the neighborhood and we were like, I would say anywhere from like 10 to like 12 or 13, like that age range. And this one time, this girl that I had never seen before, but they all knew from school, like came around to our neighborhood. And there was a car, an abandoned car in the back of my next door neighbor's yard. And this girl, like, just like, was like dry humping each one of these guys like in a row in the car. And they did it for like, no lie, like 2 hours. Like it was like all prepubescent. Like they weren't yet at the point that they were like fucking, but like they were like just rapidly going through the motions in the car and like laughing about it and shit and like going at the same time. And this girl was like so aggressive. She was just like, "Who's next? Who's next?" And she was like pulling each one of the kids, like even the kids that didn't want to go in there. She had an insatiable appetite to be like the hell dry humped out of her. And I did jump. I did jump in there. They made me dive in and help this girl in the back of a car. Like at like I would say like 12. Yeah, like that wasn't a teenager yet. I wasn't even jerking off yet. But like yeah, that is my one gangbang. Like true, like everybody on one girl. Like that's my only true time that it was like that for me. But Kat, I know you got a story or two. I know you got a tale to tell.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm ready to spill that much naughtiness yet.
I'm trying to think of
I don't know if everybody needs to know what's all what's what's all been going on in this wonderful vagina.
I I've done multiple menage. I've done multiple menages. At one point I kind of specialized in it, I would say. Like I would like I don't want to say set it up, but I just like would like size up the situation and be like, yo, by the end of the night we might just all be yeah. And I've done that like a lot of times, but gosh, the show has been totally taken off the rails. I had a place I wanted to start, but now I'm talking about this, and I'm just like swimming. I'm swimming in the convo.
All right, so I won't give full details, but my most favorite experience was for a thing called Bound Gangbang from kink.com. So if anybody wants to watch that, it's called The Wedding Night, I think.
Mm.
But that's probably my most fun experience, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Richter did put up some cash for us to talk about our gangbang experiences. I haven't been as privileged to be in a true gangbang, besides a simulated one when I wasn't even nutting yet, you know. But I love watching them. They're like some of my favorite, things to scroll into that category of, just because it's exciting. It's like exciting. Like, even thinking back to that girl, like, it was so exciting that, like, she, like, wanted everybody at the same time and one after the other, like, and you're like, all right, my turn, like waiting and like, what, like, yo, I'm going in when I go, like, it's madness. So I'm into it as much as, like, I'm into, like, deathmatch wrestling for the madness of it. It's like I'm
I
into that
did.
type of shit.
Okay, so back to my fun experience. Okay, can't believe you guys are making me do this,
Yeah,
but
tell
but
it.
basically it was like my wedding night, and I'm a virgin, and these five robbers come in, all like with the mask on and everything, and then they like tie up the husband, and then they like simulate rape me.
Wait a minute. I think I heard of this. I is this the thing that Robert, like, went to prison for? Did he go to You were in that movie?
Oh, I yeah, remember we're 16 years apart. So he's from a whole different um whole different ballpark. I did later on stuff.
I'm
No,
really into those types of scenes.
yes. And
Um,
so that, and then it was my first DP. It was my first gangbang, my first DP. Oh my god, yeah, it was my first gangbang ever in my whole entire life. I
so
was
let me ask you,
20 years old.
from a behind the scenes standpoint, is it continuous or are there breaks?
Oh, there's breaks. Of course, you get dehydrated, and then all of a sudden you're like in weird positions, and you're like, I need to get off. Please unrestrain me.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for everyone joining us. It goes without saying this is an adults only YouTube together. Like, we're talking about adult things. We're talking about XXX things. We both represent XPW Extreme Pro Wrestling, and we're talking about that extreme. So get the kids out of the room. And if you don't like hearing about things like that, you might as well take a hike right now, because it's only going to get deeper here on All Holes Filled. Okay.
Deeper.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, I've only been in orgies and menages, so I can't really. That's all I got for that one. But thank you, Johnny, for getting the ball rolling.
I love me an orgy.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome.
I'm like
Yeah.
all about it. I love orgies. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. But I always like it when there's more guys than girls.
Parties when I was a young New Yorker, and kind of like parties where, like, it's kind of like you're there for sex, and like you're just in like an apartment with multiple rooms and sort of a common ground where there's like chips and drinks and dancing, and then like back rooms where it's like, you would go to the sex party knowing this person was also going to the sex party, and
Mhm.
just like as the night progressed, make sure y'all got back there to fuck.
Oh my gosh. So back in LA, there was this woman, Dr. Susie, and she was like this hippie. I think her name was like Susie Love or something like that. And she was like this hippie, awesome chick. And she had like this podcast. So she would have all these people like come to her little studio in downtown LA, and she would do this live podcast, and at the end everybody would just like kind of start fucking each other, and you're just like,
Mm.
fuck. Like it would trip me out. Like the first time I went as a guest, and I'm there, and then all of a sudden, like nobody warned me. Nobody said, "Oh yeah, this is gonna happen." Like, oh, there's just a party after. Then I'm like seeing people, and there's like the couple, and the guys like holding her open, and people are like doing all kinds of stuff to her. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You're talking about that real shit right now, that real eyes wide shut shit. And that types of shit is my kink because it exists. And that means it comes from a place of pure imagination and freedom. And the people that are onto it and into that thing and know how to get it freely and not
Mhm.
hurt anybody else while they're getting it, yay for fucking them. You know, don't yuck my yum. So, like, I'm glad that things like that exist. And, you know, even like some of that Japanese wrestling. I don't know if you ever come across clips from like DDT where they're like basically fucking in the match, like, or like, you know, just like doing like really far, like, you know, anal and fellatio simulation during the match. It's like more of that. You know, I'm for that shit,
Oh,
and proud to be with XPW. Okay, because if it's gonna happen anywhere in the states, you know, we already did had like the body
he,
with the fucking needle through the dick.
he's done it all. He'll like, oh, I don't care. I'll show whatever. Um,
Hell yeah!
I'll tell you.
What's up,
I was
Flame?
gonna
I
say
see you in
something.
here, my man Jay
But
Flame.
oh, nope, I forgot it. It doesn't matter. It wasn't that important. Whatever.
We had topics. We had topics. We had discussed a couple things we wanted to talk about.
Okay,
Um,
you start.
okay, what about did I say like did we say we were gonna talk about like disappointments? Like where it was like someone you had pursued for a while or like you had heard from other people were like great in the sack or something or just whatever. And then when you finally got your chance to fucking your moment, it was like that was it or oh that was the worst or like get out of me like you know like can you think of a time like that?
I think there's nothing. Whatever. I I really get so after sex depressed.
Oh
Whenever I've
no.
been out, no, listen, whenever I've been out and I'm drinking and then I'm feeling a person and I'm like, yes, yes, and they're like super hot and like they're doing all the right things. And then it comes to the final act that I'm just like, oh, you want me to suck your cock? And then I like go down, and all of a sudden I'm looking at like a 5, 6 inch dick and I'm like, oh, I can't. It just like, I'm like, I don't know how to get out of this. So then I'm like, I gotta pull all my tricks, and I'm like, oh, that big.
Wow. I guess yeah there have been a couple disappointing just actual shit like when I get you know the pants down and I'm like oh I wasn't thinking that like I was thinking like it was getting more like how you are you know like but that doesn't always match that doesn't
No.
always match so you know I actually have never been disappointed in that regard but one time this was like a double disappointment. I'm gonna go right back to fucking another one I mentioned. So one time I kind of hooked up with like an underground celebrity in the New York kind of like scene, and it was like blowing my mind that we were actually about to do it, and it was like 3 pumps and it was over. It was like really just like very much like a business transaction. Like you've been fucked by me. Good night. And I was like, what? Like,
It's like, "Do you like that?
what?
And then you just go, "Looks like you like my butthole more."
Yo, Kat, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can almost tell you exactly, like, almost stroke for stroke the fucking session. It was like, um, he shoved it in really hard and really fast and like enough to like make me like scream like, oh my god, like really hard, really fast, really savagely. I was ready because he just like kind of had it up against it. But when he was ready to go in, it was just like this like, and I was like, "Ah," and he like let me come together and like relax. And then it was like 1, 2, 3, done. I swear to you, it was no more than like three after. So like looking back on it, I wonder if just like the initial was like enough to like bring him to the brink. And of course there was foreplay before. Like we had foreplayed the shit out of each other before. So like maybe he was like all the way worked up, but it was just very just like, and we're done. And I was like, oh man, I thought we was about to fucking go in. Nope. Just like, and that was that. So that was a real letdown for me. I was like, fuck. But we did hump one more time. We humped one more time, and it was just as fast, but this time I was prepared. And it was standing up in a vestibule. In the vest, like when you go into an apartment building, there's like the little door, and then you go through the other door to go to either up or down or straight ahead. It was in that like doorway. That one was actually not disappointing. That one was very exciting. That was like one of my like public sort of like gotta get it in like, and we were up in the apartment and there was like a bunch of people. Like it was like a date where like I just went over there and there was like a bunch of people. So like we was just like around a bunch of people. But you know what I came over here for? Like so when he was like, "Oh, let me walk you down," I was like, "Yes, let's fucking fuck at the bottom of these steps."
Oh my gosh. You know what's so funny? It's like, why is it that one night stands are like, you can always tell when someone can give you a good one night stand?
I don't know because I think maybe like we stay on target. We stay on target. Like I know what I like and I know where to get what I want.
Yeah.
So it's like in a social setting, I'm gonna be able to size up everybody and sort of vibe and read and be allowed to be read and sort of like be like, oh yeah, you're the one. You're after the same thing I am. Let's fucking go. And as long as you're adventurous enough to be like, okay, we're at the point of no return, you know where this is going, then like as long as you're with that, we're gonna have fun. We are going to have fun at the end of the day. We're gonna smash our organs together and hopefully fucking come.
Man, I remember the days of just so much
It's in
sex. I
everybody.
swear. I swear. I was like a young um Samantha.
Oh, from Sex and the City.
Yes.
That was my one. Like out of all of them, I would be with her. Like I wouldn't be forced to watch that show because I didn't really watch it, but I actually used to hang out with a lot of girls who used to like cuddle with me and watch that show. Like I can think of a number of girls that during the height of that show would always like want to come and lay on the bed with me and watch that show. And like I had to watch that. I've had to watch a lot of things over the years that I really wouldn't have like picked. But yeah, she was like my one. I was like, yo, if I was with any of them, I'd be with Samantha.
But I tried everything. I was like, I'm gonna you and you and you and you and you two, you and oh, you three want to go? Okay. Oh.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just, living
yeah.
life, being all fluid and shit, just doing my thing.
And the
Okay.
thing is, Kat, is that if a non Cat Martini XPW and a non-Larry legend XPW were to like meet in that type of setting, I'm sure we would vibe. Like I would be able to be like, "Oh, this girl," you know. I mean, not to say that I'd be like after you or anything, but we'd probably be out there like causing a lot
Wingman,
of ruckus.
man.
Yeah, you know.
Be my wingman. I'll be your
We
wingman.
would make the shit lit. Like
Yeah.
our inner like, come on, we want to fucking, get it charged. So I definitely would vibe with you in that type of in my clubbing days. And there would be a lot of times when the people that I came to the club with, like, I actually didn't want to, like, I don't want to say be seen with, or they would just be on their own, like, whatever. And like, I find somebody else that I could tell was like, oh, you came with all of them too. And come on, come on, like, and like, set stuff up later on with them, and then they become a friend. Like, oh, remember that one time I was at the club with them, and do you want to hang out? You
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah. Like I always it's just like the there girl. Like I'm just here, man.
yeah, yeah. I, I mean, I always would be looking for a good time. I always would be looking for a good time,
Oh
but
well, of course. And you always have to be with people because like you know what kind of night you want to have. So you're like, I am not inviting Josie because she is a Debbie Downer. I don't got time for that shit.
exactly. Or if you're like me, it's like I want to just be in a state of like constant like high, so like that the night just melts into like air on my face, club, sweat, dancing, another shot. And then the next thing you know, we're like carrying each other back to like the subway. Like, so like
And
I
you know,
was with,
I'm gonna marry you one of these days. In the next life, we're gonna be together.
yeah, I feel it. I feel it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking, yeah. Yeah, that was me. That was me. So I don't know. Samantha I vibed with because I felt like probably that would have been me if they did a Sex in the City of Larry's life when I was a young New Yorker.
Oh, I love me some good dick and I love me some good pussy. I want it all.
Oh, 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 I gotta flip. I gotta flip. I gotta flip. How about surprising like, oh shit, this shit is the shit. Like when you weren't expecting it to be like some bomb motherfucking shit. And like you was like, whoa, I thought you was gonna be like wax sauce and you did fucking made me like come a million times. Like you ever had a time where you were like thinking this is not gonna be the best, and it was like, holy shit.
the first the first time I had real aggressive animal sex, and I was like, oh, it was the best thing ever. Oh,
Okay.
and it was like, this is my jam right here. You want to slap me? Yeah, do it harder. You want to pull my hair? Yeah, do it harder. You want to fist me? Yeah, just like I don't know. It's like one of those things that I'm like, ooh, want it. You want
Hell
to tie
yeah.
me up and blindfold me and then like come all over my mouth? All right, let's do it. Let's go. So
I know what you're talking about, those, like, animal sounds, like, not even human sounds, like
no, and then you're just like that hardcore power fucking. Mm-hmm.
yeah, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like to get fucked quiet.
Quiet?
Yeah, I like to be, like, fucked so savagely that I have no other choice but to be quiet.
Oh, I thought you meant quiet sex. I was like, what?
No, I like to be, like, fucked so wildly that I have no other choice but to be silent, and then the next sound that you hear is my partner coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, yo, did you sell yours? Do you have one? Did you
What?
sell yours? I'm sorry.
What?
Did you have a one that was like you didn't think it was gonna be great, but it was because I have one.
No, that was it. The person that I was like fuck buddies with for like 3 years.
Gave you the guttural, like
Yes,
animal,
and
everything.
he was the one that introduced me to like all BDSM and hardcore sex, and I was just like, oh, okay, my vagina's too happy right now. Like, yeah, that's I
I'm
like
glad
all
you
that
got that
shit
moment.
though. I
I'm
embrace
glad.
it.
I'm glad you got that. I'm glad you got that, and I'm glad that you can embrace it and let it the fuck on out right now on all hosts filled. Hey, if you're watching this, share it. There's got to be some little arrow. Share it. Let everybody know we're talking that good shit over here. Me and Cat Martini, XPW World TV Champion, Larry Legend, extraordinaire. Mine, where I thought it was not necessarily had any expectations. What was the time that I slept with that girl that I went on the blind date with? Because I guess I didn't know the power of pussy until I stuck my dick in it. Like because I was just like, oh, all my straight friends that be tripping over themselves to fuck, they don't care. They're like, I'll fuck anything. Like all of y'all are just children. Like it's not that serious until I finally did it. And then I was like, whoa, now I see. Now I see why everybody is a slave to like this moment in this mechanics. It's like very like goes together. Like whereas like with me, it's usually like we're doing some shit that's like the opposite of go together. Like we're doing the like opposite way of shit going and trying to make it work. Like this was like so easy, and it's like, oh, we're fucking like, So that was a huge like. I was like, whoa, I could get used to this, but no. I was like, no. I love the fact that it pulls it back. It naturally grips it and pulls it back. So like every time you pull out, it's like, get back in here, fucker. And then I was like, oh, I know. I can see how so many women get pregnant too, like because of this shit, the way that it's working. Like it's like almost made to make you pregnant. Like I know that makes perfect sense, but like I was like, that's all going through my head. Like, like nature, like oh the nature of it all. It's gonna fucking suck it back in and get all your cum out.
Sodomy.
Yeah, the natural way. The
This is a
natural
no sodomy course here.
way.
Do you know sodomy is still legal in like 7 states?
Not here in Maryland.
Like, can you believe that? That there's like, if we catch you having anal sex, you're going to jail.
Here. I don't think it's jail. I think it's a fine. Like I think it's like an indecent something. It's like not jail, but yeah, you can't. I break the law every time in
Like,
this state.
how do you like? We think this person's having anal sex, so please go undercover.
I think it's about catching people in the act of it openly. So like if you get caught being a whore, being a prostitute, like a male prostitute tricking Johns, and you're fucking them right there in their car, like not only are you gonna get hit with the this, but then you're also fucking in the ass, which is against the shit, and you're getting money for it, which is against they're just gonna and you probably sucked his dick, which is also like not allowed in Maryland. Like, so I think it's a way to like tack on a bunch of shit to like almost make gay sex illegal. Like, if we catch y'all motherfuckers doing this shit out in the open, we know you're gonna do it. But if we ever catch you doing it out in the open, not only are you gonna get indecent exposure, you're gonna get plus you were doing it anally and you were doing fellatio and you were selling yourself.
My God,
That's what I think. That's the way that because the same like laws are over wrestling in the state of Maryland. Like old laws that like are like a foreign object is like a $5,000 fine and like like these old shits just to like make things illegal and messed up. It's
I don't
Maryland.
know. Whoever made up that law must have really had a bad experience with anal and was like, this should be illegal. And they did it.
Well, well, Kat, it's Maryland. It's a Catholic haven. It was the state that was founded for the Catholics to like practice Catholicism in Mary's land. So who knows? Maybe you might be actually on to something. Like, why would a state like Maryland have so much like for that?
No,
You
they're
never
not
know.
living life. They're missing out on that tingle you get when you're getting fucked in the ass right before you're about to come, and how like your body tingles, and then it's like, oh, this sensation feels so good, and your whole entire body gets sensitive, and before you know it, you're having an orgasm, and you're just like, oh my god, what is life?
Yeah.
Missing out. There, that's how I feel whenever I'm having anal sex. I don't know about you, but I always feel, hey baby.
A lot of the times when I'm having anal sex, it feels very uncomfortable at first, but because like a rhythm is ridden by me and my partner, eventually it starts to feel really good to the point that it's like I want it more and more. I think you and I talked about that, the stretch, like the gradual stretch of like
Hmm.
accepting your partner's member, and like we all know that the more that they get closer to climaxing, the thicker and harder and rod like it gets. So it's like as it gets that way because of you, it's like yeah, that like turns into ecstasy very shortly. But I love the kind of like ow, 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 like take it out. Like I like that part at the beginning, especially when you're like with a new partner, or like me, like all these months no penetration. Like I'm a lot of months now. So the first time that I actually probably go all the way, it's gonna hurt first. I know it.
That's so crazy. Like
I know.
it's so crazy to think that our butthole muscles are pretty awesome. Because it's like you can have anal sex every single day. You could probably have anal sex all day, every day. That shit will still go like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
They puckered and sweet and tight.
I do my exercises though because some gay men told me a long time ago that you gotta like do your like clinches. Just do them when you're like sitting down. Just like clinch it, let go, clinch it, let go, clinch it, let go, clinch it, let go. And I'll be doing that shit as I get older, just thinking about all of the amounts of dicks I've had. Like I want to continue, but I like locking it up, letting it out to play, locking
Oh,
it up.
like locking it, like you're gonna get a chastity and lock it.
Hmm. But not a real one. Not a real one. Not
Oh,
like a
a
metal.
mind
Not like
control one.
yeah, yeah.
Mindset.
It's like for me, that can be like a butterfly, and like right now, it's in its cocoon.
Oh. So then it'll come into a bigger butterfly and bigger wings and more colors.
Yep, 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 yep,
Mm.
yep, yep. But I posted some new footage on my OnlyFans recently of the last romp. I had a little romp. I had a little afternoon delight. And put that shit right on OnlyFans, trying to get $8. Bitch, you mean $8? Give me $8. You don't want to buy a shirt? You posted something too, didn't you?
On OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah, y'all can also support our OnlyFans. We both have OnlyFans.
We do. I do
Yeah, so
customs too.
I don't know what that means. Meaning like you can like request things.
Yeah, if like someone tips and they're like, can I have like two pictures of you? Can you pose like this, please? And you're like, yeah, okay.
My friend Leo Rush made a lot of money. He made a lot of money doing things like that. Like people would like tip him and like be
He
like, I
did
want to.
OnlyFans?
Oh yeah, he did.
That's fine.
Yeah, he
I don't
did.
know. I don't pay attention to a lot of things. Trust me, I don't pay attention to a lot of things to where my husband will be like, did you see the thing that Blueface posted? I'll be like, Who is a Blueface? And he's like, "What do you do?" I'm just like, "I don't know. I follow a bunch of memes that tell me how like crazy I am. I don't know."
I mean, yeah, there's a machine ongoing that like you can kind of like get onto. That's like all this like shit that goes on. But I as well kind of put my blinders onto that stuff because I feel like that stuff is gonna like affect the way that I handle real life.
Mhm.
So like I just look at wrestling and the shit that like is pertaining to like my existence, and I try not to get distracted by all that other noise because it nothing I it doesn't I can't do anything about it. And yeah, it's really fun and entertaining, but I need this focused on like this, like
Mhm.
setting up all holes fill, Boulevard Bullies versus the World, XPWLA, Houston Loco. Like I need to be focused on that. Find little pockets of fuck time, like I did, and I posted on OnlyFans. Ooh, great segue, Larry. Kat, how do you feel about uncut? How do you feel about uncircumcised cock? Because on my video on OnlyFans, just to give a little preview, you will see my member and someone else's, and the other person is uncut. And I know that some people have a huge aversion to that. They have a huge "Oh, God," like. So, do you have any feelings about like uncut dick?
Well,
Yeah, me neither.
I don't
Me
think
neither,
about it.
bitch. Like, who cares? Does it work? Does it fucking work? Okay, we're
I mean, if
good.
you're gonna make me come, it's like having an extra ribbed cock. Because it's like it's already ribbed because if you have a super greeny dick and it's fucking
Mhm.
you can feel it and you're like, oh, okay. But then
Yeah.
when it's like uncut and then they keep the foreskin over
Mhm,
and then
mhm.
they play with it and they rub it like right at the entrance where you feel the edge, you're like, oh, come on now.
Yo, it's like, it's wild. It's wild to see it, like, pre-cum and, like, be all slimy because of the pre-cum that's going on in the foreskin.
I think it's great. It's entertaining.
I agree, and I relish any sort of sexual moment that I can have, an exploration that I can have, and that's what we're doing here on All Holes Filled. We're filling everybody's hole with any sort of kind of talk. Hey, shout out everybody in the chat right now. I've been seeing everybody comment. My man Jay Flame is in here. Ginsburg. I'm not gonna call you what Robert Black calls you. And shout out to Robert Black, Roberto, for shouting our show out and promoting our show on his show.
Yes. Well, of course. If
Yeah,
he didn't,
he'd have to answer to the boss lady.
he would not have sex.
And that's, yeah, exactly. And Robert needs his fucking fuck time. I know he
Yep.
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We did it. We did a quickie the other morning. And then we had sex the night before, but I think I came harder with the quickie than I did the night before. And the night before was like super intense coming. And then the quickie was like, even though it was quick, he hit that spot. And then he had the rhythm. I'm like, okay,
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
sorry, I'm on.
Yeah. It's been so long for me. I'm a little envious, but I'm gonna change that. I have to. I have a podcast with you. I got to talk some more about. I can't talk about all the old shit. But that's why I posted
Mhm.
on my OnlyFans because, like, after a while, you can't. I feel it's boring to just be posting like your own, like just me. Like, I need like some porno. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, we seen your dick come, we seen your balls, we seen it. Yeah, now let's see you in action. Let me see that dick
Yeah.
work. So that's why I posted on there. So I wanted to mention that and my little afternoon delight I had, which was very cute.
Did you do the double hand?
We actually we didn't do any. Nobody sucked nobody's dick. He just ate my ass. He just ate my ass. Yeah, and he likes to do this thing where he like jerks off with my head like right next to it, but like not in front of it. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like where I guess he likes to look at the top of my head next to it as he jerks himself off vigorously. And he like, but yeah, but he never like points it at me. Like he never like wants to splooge in my face. He just wants my head, and he likes to force my head down harder and harder as he climaxes. It's weird.
Don't you just love sex?
I love it.
I
I
swear,
fucking love it.
I love how everybody has a different way of doing things. And I'm just like, sometimes I go, damn, I should have been like a sexologist or something like
Yeah,
that.
I kind of ponder like just with like what I just explained to you. Like what did this person experience that makes them get so turned on by like jerking off with someone's head right next to them? Like what? You know? This particular partner also likes dry humping a lot,
Oh, you told us about that.
which is there's actually a name for it. It's called, I think it's pronounced frotage, where you just like get absolutely nude and like dry hump. And I do it a lot. I actually do it a lot. And I think back to like why I probably got into it. It's because I had that My Buddy doll. You remember the My Buddy doll, like from the early '80s? It kind of like looked like Chucky. Maybe Chucky was like inspired by it, but they made this doll, and like I got one, and I just love to like fuck it. Like I used to love to fuck My Buddy doll, like whenever I could, if my mom was not like around, because you could pull its clothes off and shit. Am I canceling myself? I was a little boy when I did this. I was like, this is like 8, y'all. Like, so don't, I'm not a grown man talking about doing this to the doll. I hope nobody's misinterpreting this. But I'm filling y'all's hole, like don't get it twisted. This grown ass man is not doing this. This is when I was like 8 years old. Come on, whenever my buddy was in favor. So I know. Well, this is the final episode of All Holes Filled with Cat and Jen. And My Pet Monster. I also used to hump the shit out of My Pet Monster. I used to fucking practice on it. Nah, stretch arms.
I never had sexual intercourse with a stuffed animal, but the like rough material always felt good. So like towels and comforters. Um, I'm not saying that's how I masturbate. I'm just saying when you're experiencing that, oh, that kind of feels good. You know what though? I also don't understand how people like don't masturbate. Where it's like why? And then they go, why do I need to masturbate when I have this person? It's like, does that person really fuck you though? Like, come on. Like, you probably have to fake your goddamn orgasm with your husband every night, so please shut the fuck up. And I masturbate
Word.
like 5 times a day, so
Yeah.
sometimes
Nobody
more.
knows you better than you. But some people are really into the mental part of the whole thing. And like they think that that is like a waste of like that energy. Like you're wasting that energy that you can direct towards that moment with someone for real. I don't care about them, but I get it. I get it.
Makes me hurt.
Um, you know, there's all different types of masturbating though. Like some people are like, I don't jerk off, like for guys, like, but they might do other things like scratch their balls for too long. Like start by scratching their balls, right? But then the next thing you know, it's like you're actually just like jiggling your balls, like, and it feels like this feels kind of good, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, I was just jiggling my balls. Well, technically you were just masturbating. You were like touching your sexual organs and gaining pleasure from it. You didn't come off of it, but that type of shit is
Oh yeah.
masturbating, you know?
I have the softest pussy. I always touch it.
I cannot
Like,
wait to
no, like,
share.
legit, I'm like, I love my vagina. I'm very proud of her. She is like a miracle worker. I mean, besides
I
the fact
think
that I
so.
have 2 kids, but still, magical vagina, soft and tight and just ready to go. That's her. That's my little jelly bean.
Did you just say I have the softest vagina?
Yes.
I think someone should take that audio and put it like that audio needs to be like isolated and utilized. I have the softest vagina. Like the way that you even said it, like we should do it. Okay, we're growing with all holes filled. Hey, shout out to everybody joining us. Looks like we got 6 strong, a lot of likes. If anybody has anything to say to us or want us to address anything, I don't know. Can I like look at the chat? Let me try this out real quick, Kat. I don't. Yeah, I can't look at the chat. Y'all's words come up really quickly and then they're gone. But if anybody has anything to ask,
Hold on,
have
I
the
see my
audio play
treasure.
right
Hold
before
on.
her theme plays in
Oh,
XPW. I have the softest vagina. Anna, oh, make me over. That is pretty tight. That's fucking on the money. I have the softest vagina. Anna. Like, cause like, everybody's theme starts with like a thing to like let you know, like, hey, this person is here. Like, like that's hey, internet, that's fucking on the money, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell Roberto Negro to do that shit. I have the softest vagina. And that's like how you know you've entered. You know you've entered the building when you hear Cat's voice say, I have the softest vagina. I think that's magic. I think that that is magic right here on All Holes Film. No, well, I just heard it. I just heard it, and I think, Kat, you have a great voice. It sounds really good. Like it's really like sexy and like sound bitey, and that right there, we should get that clip. And yes, your work here is done. I'm gonna make that happen or try. Shit, you're half boss. You make it happen. You get it out and tell Robert to do it. Yeah.
oh
Hell
my
yeah. Hell yeah. That's the it was great. It was great. I wanted to stop you and be like, oh shit, did you just say that?
god. I
Well,
have
you know what? I have the stiffest dick. Okay? My dick is hard as a rock. Oh, and I tried this new product. I tried this product called Boner Bears. I should have bought it so I could have shown y'all. My bad. Um, I tried this like nootropic, like it's a mushroomy gummy that's supposed to like have like all the like roots and shit that's supposed to like make you like extra fucking ready. And yeah, I give it a thumbs up. I'm so sorry I forgot to bring it. Next episode I'll bring it so y'all can see the package. It's called Boner Bears. It has 2 little bears on the front of it fucking. And they're gummies, they're natural kind of like male enhancement. And yeah, my shit was fucking rocket ship for this fucking, my little thing the other day. And but the side effects, I had a splitting headache the whole next day, like a really, really bad, like almost like I drank way too much. Like I drank like I almost like a hangover headache the next day, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So
crazy.
yeah, yeah, because I like us sharing products. Like you had the butt plug. You bought that the first,
Yeah.
um, you know, and yeah, I meant to bring my product to talk about like making love and enhancing the experience.
Ooh.
Mm.
I have the softest vagina.
Yes, and that's the sound of pussy
We
scat.
gotta make that a shirt. Cat wears
Yeah,
Martini. On the
that's
back
what
it
I'm
says I
saying.
have
Yeah,
the softest vagina
I know. I
and
gotta come.
see how many
I,
men will actually wear it.
I mean, our men are extreme. If you're part of the XPW faithful and you come see our shows, you're into that extreme shit. That Ivy Locks, that Evelyn Inc., that Darcy Diamond. You're into that shit. You're into that Cat Martini. So hell yeah, they will rep that shirt. And people rep us. So they want to support us in any way, shape, or form. Like Johnny Richter with the super chat. Anybody checks out Extreme XPW, get your shirt, my shirt, slide in the DMs. And I'm gonna do what you said too, the Polaroids, so people can
Yeah.
take Polaroids like on the go, and our OnlyFans, support us.
Get
We are
down
like
with it.
we
Get
like got 10 more minutes. So what you want to do? What else can we talk about? Now I'm out of ideas. I don't think I thought of anything else to talk about. Um,
Okay. You want to know another? You want to know a bad sex story? I'll give you a bad sex story.
tell us.
So I used to date this. So I know. I always say I'm from Texas. So as you know, so um, there was a guy that I knew from back home, and we dated for probably about 8 months. And as we were together in the days and the months would go by, he would drink and drink and drink and more. So when we'd fight, it'd be like kind of like whatever. And then one day he fell asleep mid thrust on top of me, like asleep. So he's like, ugh, and like passed the fuck out. And I'm like, Drew, wake the fuck up. And he wouldn't wake up. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're so heavy. Like, I'm like this big. You're like this big. Like, come on. And I was so disappointed and so disgusted because his cock was so perfect and big and thick. Like, just cowboy, mwah. Like the cowboys you read in romance novels, or the cowboys you look at with the male strippers, and you're like, that dude's got a big dick. That dude had a big dick, and he fell asleep on me. But it's okay. Like 2 years later, I fell asleep on somebody.
So they got a taste of that medicine. That's I actually have the exact opposite story. My cancer, every time he would come, cat, I lie to you not, like literally like 45 seconds later, he would be snoring and like would not like leave me, like would not like get out. Like so like there would be a lot of times where after like very like vigorous sex, like where it's like, oh god, that was great. Let's just lay in it for a minute. Where then I was like stuck, like pinned under this like snoring giant, like who never felt that heavy. And it would be like kind of a mind fuck because just a few minutes ago, this this being was so full of life and like fucking the shit out of me, and now it's like can't even move and it's like snoring, and I'm like, hey, I'm still alive down here. Like, can you get out of here? Can you get out? Like so I have the exact opposite of falling asleep with a partner. Like it happened frequently. He used to always like fall asleep like instantly afterwards, and it would be like I'd just be punishing myself, being like, "Oh, I bet you he wants to get a good like snore." And after that, not after that, I'm just gonna pay my position and be submissive, and maybe I'll go to sleep too. You know.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a good one. But I'm sure I'll get mine. I'm sure I'll get mine where I'm the one that's falling asleep in somebody. They're like, "Oh, Larry, get out of
What's
me."
worse? What's worse is like if I'm drinking or I'm smoking and it's the lights aren't on and it's more in a relaxed state, I will pass out. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm passing out. And that's what happened was it was lights off one night stand. So I fell asleep at some point. And I guess I woke up and said, "It's time to take shots."
Cat. I know, girl. See, I know you. I know you. I've been around you. Like I've been around you. Is what I'm saying. Like I know you. Like just of a different form. Like a different form of you in my life. Yeah. Like yeah. Let's take shot. Come on.
Let's
Like
take
fuck it.
shots. And he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Did you say let's go take?" I was like, "Didn't you say let's go take shots?" And he's like,
No, but are you?
"No." And I'm like,
Hell yeah. I've been in those. I've been in those states. Those like I've been in those states before, those dreamlike states where you can't even tell like what just happened. What just happened? I think I talked about that the last time, the blackout where like, and I was just talking to that I was talking to that ex of mine. Are you friends with any of your exes? Are you friends with any of your exes, Cat? Or they all
"No."
are no? Okay. Well, that makes one of us. But I was talking to one of my exes and they were mentioning that like that group, that like sort of like blackout drunk group, waking up just with like people all around me, like what the fuck just happened?
I don't know. My philosophy is, you already hit this. I don't want to look at you. That's just kind of my thing. It's like, you already had your chance. This is done. Like, please.
And I guess that's why
All
me and
my
that cancer,
exes
that
live
maybe
with
that's why me and that cancer who used to fall asleep in me, he doesn't talk to me anymore. Because that's just how y'all are.
yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think it's just a mental thing more than because we're super emotional, so we don't never really know what we
Yeah,
want to
so are
have.
we. So are we.
Sorry, my cat just meowed at me. What?
The new cat, Baby Winter.
Baby Winter. Yeah.
Baby Winter is a talker.
You guys want to see her?
Yeah. We want to see some pussy on All Hoes Filled.
Oh,
Ooh, a little black pussy.
of course.
Hey, Baby Winter. Look at that gaze. She looked up when I spoke. She looked up. Look at that gaze. Look at that little gaze.
And she can sit when I tell her to sit, and she
Oh,
will
good.
lay down when I tell her to lay down. My other cat, he's just like, "Fuck you, mom," and walks away.
My
He's
little
ready.
kitty that I rescued a year ago, she thinks she's a dog. She always runs. Like when I tell her to come here, she like runs to me like a dog. It's so cute.
No, this is not. Winter's not the. She doesn't like the weed smoke. Claw, on the other hand, he does. Winter, she's like, "Oh, fuck you," and she does
Oh
not
yeah,
like the fact that I have my nails done. Look at these nails. Look at them. Look at there.
she doesn't like that.
No, she chews on the nails because she's the one with the claws. So she's like,
Right.
"Excuse you, mom."
Yeah. Yeah. Cats are kind of assholes a lot of the times.
Do you use lube or
Depends.
oil?
I mean, depends. It just depends on who. Like if I'm with a regular partner, if I'm with a regular, no, no.
Because your butthole is moist and ready.
Because we start with like a lot of probably anal, like what do you call it? Ass eating.
Foreplay.
Ass eating. Get it nice and
Oh,
wet.
rimming.
I like to get it nice and wet. I like to get it. My last partner had a hairy butt. I used to like to get the hair like slick by licking it so wet. It was just like you could braid his butthole ball hair. I used to like to lick that so much.
Mm. I told
Hmm.
Robert, I was like, the next time I give you a blowjob, can I go like this? And he's like, okay.
Yeah,
You can tell the kind of relationship we have. My impression of him is the husband that goes, "Okay, honey, whatever you say." And then
yeah, you gotta just bring that adventure out of him, but I it sounds like he has quite the adventure with you too. Like, it sounds like you both have adventures with each other, and that's the way
he
that it.
got the ball play. He got the
Yeah,
inserting ball plays the other night. He's fine.
yeah.
He's
You're
good.
satisfying each other.
Wherever
You're
he wants.
satisfying each other, and you know what? We're satisfying the people, and that's why even though we started a little bit late, we ran a little bit late tonight. But
It's okay.
now I feel like we wanna try to keep this thing tight, just like our holes. So we're at an hour. We
Yes.
are at an hour. Hey, shout out to everybody. The Body, Darcy, Gins, Drewberg, whatever you want to go by. Everybody showed up. Johnny Richter showed out. Everybody, if I'm forgetting your name, we love y'all. And we're going to keep doing this thing. I don't know. The last episode was 8 days ago, right, Kat? The last episode was
Yep.
8 days ago.
Yeah.
I think it was. I
Yeah.
think I posted the last episode 8 days ago, which is like this is kind of like we're getting into like people wanting their holes filled,
Yes.
So
We're doing good.
yeah, we're doing good. We got some time, and y'all seem to be responding to this, so we're gonna keep on giving it to you. We're gonna keep on filling holes. I'm gonna keep on posting to OnlyFans, and don't forget about our merch
Our
and
merch,
Drive In Massacre coming
November
at you November
25th.
25th from Newark and what else? Boulevard Bullies versus the World on Tuesdays, but not this Tuesday. Special Wednesday edition this week. Wednesday edition of Boulevard Bullies versus the World. Um, yeah, and thanks for joining us
Yes.
once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
All
oh, and
right.
hey, I got one more thing I want to say. This is gonna be our like symbol. This thing that I did, this thing that we do to start it, that's gonna, and you can like whatever, just put up a hole, just some sort of hole is gonna be our like all holes fill. We're going to go places with that because that's how we start, and I want to keep it. Sorry, I forgot my ring light tonight. There's a lot's going on, but yeah, put up a hole, get on in there, get in that
Mm,
bitch, get in your hole, and we will see you next time right here on All
oh.
Holes Filled with
Oh.
Kat and Larry.
Mm.
Bye.
Bye.